Yes, I was waiting for some comments, so that I could, activate. Because whenever you make some interesting comments, I tend to activate at that time. I'm an energy person, so I get in the element when time you put the right thing here. But we want to spark the conversation, man. Now, the news is actually saying the powerhouse of the sperm cell, something is going on with the powerhouse. The powerhouse is the mitochondrium. One. Mitochondria, more than one. Right? So when they say the powerhouse, they are referring to the mitochondrium. See? More than one mitochondria. No. So they are saying that the mitochondria of the sperm is losing its DNA. In other words, the mitochondria in many men, sperm cell, is emptying. The genes are disappearing from the mitochondria. What is happening? That's the question you should ask, Which men losing their genes in their mitochondria? Which group of men? Right? Because we know, according to white science, that's why you must know yourself, that men with the highest sperm count, right, are men from Finland. They call them Finnish. That's what they said. And look at the geographic location of Finland. Sperm cells is tied to testosterone, which is tied to the sun. All right? So you must be in a sunlit place. Now, the men with the least sperm count are men from Denmark, or they call them the Danish. That's still not adding up. So where does black men fall? You are not a part of the discussion. So, but I want you to know that the article is saying men, the DNA, the genes in the mitochondria, in your testicle, is disappearing. How is this possible? The only way this is possible, because you see, this thing that they are talking about is not a news to me. It's news to you because I want to confirm the things that I've been saying before. No, men are losing mitochondria in their testes. Your sperm cells are carrying very few mitochondria. And within those mitochondria, there are very few genes. What is destroying the mitochondria in men? This is a general thing across the board. It is happening at an alarming rate in white men and other groups of men. They are just drawing in black men into this madness. Going to Africa, them breeding up the place. Anywhere else on the planet, them breeding up the place. Not a sperm thing now. Now men are destroying their health on a total different level with stress and all of that. We in Jamaica, no matter how much smoke we smoke, alcohol we drink, people picking still get pregnant. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying that these things don't affect the sperm count. It does. But to a lesser extent because of our genetic makeup. This is why we can be around here for 500 years. All thought of different chemicals attack us and we're still not growing 4 or 5 heads and 6 dozen legs. You get what I'm saying? You have what is called conserved genes, God genes. Okay? So, I'm just saying things that destroy the DNA in the mitochondria are the same things that are destroying the mitochondria in the brain. So the same thing they found in men's testicles is the same thing they found in women's brain. The mitochondria in the woman's brain is almost empty. See? And what they found is that stress, reactive oxygen species, ROS, they are responsible for destroying the DNA in the mitochondria in the brain. The very same is true. ROS, reactive oxygen species, are destroying the genes in the mitochondria in the testicles. And several times I told you to protect the DNA, you need selenium, organic selenium, and vitamin D. Okay? So men, zinc, vitamin D, and selenium. These are the things that will protect your sperm, protect the mitochondria, and protect the DNA. You are very different from the woman. You carry what is called male mitochondria genes. You pass on, only man pass on their testosterone mitochondria to boys. So you pass on men. You pass on your mitochondria to boys. You cannot pass it to girls. Women, you are able to pass your mitochondria to boys and to girls. So this means the man will have what is called, a boy will have his father mitochondrial DNA. But his makeup, his somatic cells, his body cells will be made up of mommy's mitochondria. So only in the testicle of male, you will find that he has a unique mitochondrial information that is very different from the mitochondrial information over his body. So he's able to carry two sets of mitochondria. The female mitochondria in his somatic cells, as well as his own testosterone, testis mitochondria. And the testis mitochondria that men have is very unique because he develops that throughout his life. The journey of man here is to load up his semen, his sperm cell, with enough mitochondria so that that sperm cell can be strong and powerful and able to fertilize an egg. So you are here to build the mitochondria inside your sperm cell, right? Now, when you're not building the mitochondria because of stress factors, the mitochondria are not produced in sufficient numbers. So you have reduced numbers in mitochondria. Men, in order to build mitochondria, you have to get very involved in activities, strenuous activities that you perceive positively, not as stress. You see? Get involved, you read more, you build more, you create more, you do more physical activities. When you do these things, you increase the mitochondrial production in your sperm cell. And if you increase the synthesis, the biosynthesis of mitochondria, it simply means that you will increase the synthesis and the production of DNA inside the mitochondria. This means that aerobic respiration will be at peak optimum. And then there will be more ATP produced, adenosine triphosphate produced, with the energy, the phosphate bond energy, to trigger things like fusion of the nucleus during fertilization. You get what I'm saying? So men from different groups, we carry different percentage of mitochondria in the sperm cell. And it doesn't matter which race you're from, it's the amount of work that you put in as a man. This is your journey to load your sperm cell with mitochondria so that those sperm cells can move fast and win the race to impregnate a woman. So your aim here, men, is to load your mitochondria. As you see your mitochondrial number dropping and the genes dropping, it is telling you that you are becoming more like the woman. It is telling you that you are losing frequency, sperm frequency, because it is a frequency that get the sperm and the egg to fertilize. That is the nucleus from both the egg and the sperm to come together and fuse. It takes energy. And the energy that is required to fuse the sperm cell nucleus and the egg cell nucleus predominantly comes from mommy. Mommy egg cell is loaded with mitochondria. It doesn't move. It's some cilia brush it along in the fallopian tube to the uterus. So it doesn't use any energy. But for the sperm cell to meet that, it needs maximum amount of energy. And this is why the body part of the sperm is loaded with mitochondria. As soon as it gets to the egg, that part breaks off. And only the nucleus, which contains the mother's frequency, right? Mitochondrial frequency is passed during that fertilization process. But the energy in the mitochondria of the female egg is what is used for the fusion because there is no energy in the sperm cell. Okay? So the energy from the mitochondria in the egg cell is used for fusion of the two nuclei. That is it. But let us discuss some more about this thing right now. Let me hear what you're saying.